Good, everyone. Good to have you here after the open day. Wildcats resume action Saturday, 7 o'clock here at Kroger Field. Did a little research. It was 35 days between home games, between the last one coming up, ties the school record for longest in-season stretch between home games. So there's a little nugget for today. And let's see, 7 o'clock on ABC. I'm sorry, ESPN rather. And we'll turn it over to Coach.
Okay, thanks, Tony. We had a really good, productive bye week. We needed to get some guys healthy and needed to get better. And I feel like we got a lot of work done last week, got guys healthy, got a little head start on Texas. So looking forward to another great challenge here this week. Glad to be back home. Should be a great crowd and a great environment. Beautiful night, Saturday night, and we know what you're getting with Texas. A very good football team, very well coached. Ton of respect for Coach Sark. I've known him for a long time. We've gone against each other all the way back to the days out west when I was at Arizona and he was at USC. And always have a ton of respect for him and the way he calls plays. Texas is Texas. It's a typical team. They're very, very good at every level. Good on offense, defense, special teams. Had a couple of tough games this year, like most of us have, and they responded with a very big win in a big rivalry this past week. So they're playing very well, and it'll be another great challenge for us.
Or particularly on their defense, just what makes it so good?
They're big and physical. I think also you see examples of them being very good tacklers in space. Last week at this press conference, we were talking about some of the playmakers that you're going to face in the SEC and in space, and you see them really showing up. In their secondary and second level, making plays in space very well, along with being big and physical.
What have you seen from Arch?
Arch is you see a very, very good football player that's getting better, each and every game, more comfortable, but a guy that just really will wow you, with certain plays. I think simple things. I mean, you watch this last game, and I want to say it was a 4-point game backed up. Oklahoma got great pressure on him. He evades the pressure and throws a strike. He did that time and time again. Then, on the first touchdown pass, in the pocket, didn't move, had a good, clean pocket, delivers a touchdown pass, so he's one of those guys that can make all the throws, in rhythm and on time, or, buying time. Because he's a good athlete. He throws very good on the run.
Mark mentioned getting good work done during the bye week. What sort of parts of the process can you improve or change or get the most out of it to where it changes the result?
I think, one thing is just, for us with not having a game on Saturday, being able to, we push back our heavy practice to Wednesday, right? Just one more day and going even more so than I did with the first bye, doing more good against good, just to get the intensity level up, just to play football and just, try to play it at a higher level and, help our young quarterback and go against good talent and seeing all the different looks. And so we did quite a bit of that in all of our guys. We did ones against ones, twos against twos, threes against threes. So we're just trying to develop all the guys on our team and let them see reps at a higher speed.
You said you needed to get some guys healthy last week. You still feel optimistic about Seth and DJ coming?
I do. Yeah, I think this week DJ has been chomping at the bit and out there at practice and dressed for the last game, and he's been very close. But he should have a full week this week, and Seth will be close as well.
This is Cutter Bully's second shot at Texas. Did play a full game last year, but got in that game. How have you kind of seen him rising to that occasion. Obviously, still a full week to go, but leading that offense and continuing to get more comfortable.
Yeah, again, he's going to get better. His comfort level with the offense, us playing better around him, giving him some time, all those things together. We have to have a good plan for him and make sure he's comfortable and can execute the things we're asking him to do.
Defensively, when there are mistakes made, is it execution or is it we might need to change how we do some things schematically?
I think, we always look at all that. And I think there's a combination of everything. There's things that we constantly try to balance with, are we doing too much, or, you know what I mean? Because we have to be able to execute those things against all the offense that you see now. You see so much. I think that's where, that balance comes in, and for us, just taking a good look at ourselves through the bye. I'm not going to tell you exactly what we're going to do, but I mean, we have to look at all those things, all the, the coaching pieces and what can we do better? How can we put our players in a better position? And then there's sometimes when it is flat out execution, like we have rep this, you have to be able to carry over things, right? I mean, offense is presented differently all the time. But, for our defense and with our, our football IQ, you have to be able to retain a lot.
Was there anything in that self-scout where you're like, all right, let's just throw that away. We're done with that for now?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say there's going to be pieces of all that where, maybe we'll hold on some of this and but we have to be able to execute, a certain amount as well. When I say that, I don't just say it. I mean, I mean it when we say we're all in it together. Like we have to make sure we find ways to put them in successful positions, and players have to be able to retain things and focus at a very high level as well.
Mark, as a coach, as a football lifer, if you will, as a fan, what was your reaction when you saw the hype about Arch Manning? Just, he's going to be the Heisman winner, the number one draft pick. I mean, and he even said, I haven't done anything yet.
Well, I just think, it is what it is. I mean, I can't speak for Arch or, that, but he didn't ask for any of that. I mean, everything that I could see and hearing from him is he's just a young man putting his head down, trying to get better. And I think a lot of that is unfair, and it is what it is. He's not, he understands that. I don't need to tell him anything that he hasn't heard from his famous uncles and fathers and all that. But he's just a young man getting better with every rep, and you could see the confidence in him. And why wouldn't you be confident? He's a very good football player.
On camera, obviously, it's been that Japan. Has he backed that up?
Yeah, he has. I think there's I think you've seen it and we've talked about it. We're trying to get that rotation and the best rotation we can at receiver to give us the best opportunity to move forward. He's certainly a guy that has to be in that rotation and get some reps, and hopefully we'll be able to get him a football song.
Bush said in camp he was kind of a surprise because he got here in the summer. Was one of those spring early. What you like about him as a recruit? What's he done?
Yeah, he's just, he's a great young man. He has a great personality. He's very much the same every day. And, in practice, when he got those opportunities, he made plays, and got a guy where, when he is covered, if the quarterback gives him a good opportunity, he comes down with the football more times than not. He got here late. And so with all freshmen, as you're trying to piece everything together and, that point about how much offense, how much defense and all that, when you're young, it's really hard to stay on top of all that. So it's just stuff we have to balance.
We said last week about, getting an opportunity to look at some more of those young guys that haven't had as many chances on the field. Is anyone that really stuck out to you this past week, surprised you in?
I think Cam is a guy. I think DJ, also is a guy that we have to continue to look at, and they have to do their part, too, as well. They have to be consistent and, bring an edge and an attitude to practice every day so we trust them. We'll continue working on it.
I think, Carter, if you go back to the Texas game, it's kind of, one game up, one game down. What kind of conversations have you had with him to help raise that floor so it doesn't bottom out after he did throw the ball pretty well?
No, I think he, has much more confidence. He's a very confident young man. He's a young player. And, he's going to get better, with every rep, every game. Again, that's not lip service. He knows that. He feels that. He feels the confidence with each practice. I think, there's no question. I saw Cutter over the weekend, and he knows he got better last week, and we have to carry that forward. We're playing a very talented, very good team, and a very good defensive team, but we have to control the things we can control. And he has a very good presence about him. He has a lot of confidence. He knows with hard work, he'll see the results.
Mark obviously playing that tackle in the SEC is heavily left. What have you seen from Shy as a
Yeah, he's been, a bit up and down as well. I think, in his second SEC game, he was better than the first. And, that's what you would expect. And so, again, he's one of those guys that's pretty steady. It doesn't show much emotion that way or anything like that. He won't get down. He'll just work hard and get better.
Mark, how close is Montaven Quisenberry to being where he can help you on field?
Yeah, he's another one that, again, there's a rotation of those receivers, and trying to get game reps is difficult. That's why practice and, competing, as I mentioned, at this point in the season, it's our last bye, to take some days and to really work with all those guys. You have to take a look. We want to win, and so we're trying to find the best options we can to win right now. And if he can help us, he will. But again, terrific young man. I love having him on the team. He's going to be a very good player, and if he can help us, we'll get him in there.
Mark, what would you just say your group's identity is right now?
I think, the biggest thing is for us is what I love about them is they do have a very much of a steady mindset. They're working hard every day. I think it's a hard working group. I don't know. That's for you to put it. I mean, you know what we want our football teams to look like, what I want them to look like each and every year. I feel like this team very much is very united and working extremely hard, and very, very much passionate about getting better each and every day. And if we stay that way, then, we'll see the results eventually.
We talked so much in the offseason about continuity at offensive coordinator and how that can help. Have you seen the strides that you want to see? Obviously, there'll be a lot of points, but have you seen progress?
I do. I do. I really do. I feel like we've worked hard to try to, again, not so much look at a plan, what may look good on a grease board, but we can execute and we can have some success. And I do feel like we're getting better. I know, some people would pull up stats or numbers or whatever and throw them right back in my face, but I know what goes on in the building, and I know the guys are working hard and trying to put a good plan together to help us, achieve our goal of winning some games.
Mark, you talked about DJ, Seth, and your optimism that they're on their way back. We also saw a couple of big defenders out for the Georgia game this year, Addison, Jaden Smith. Is there any update on those guys and where they're at?
Yeah, Jaden should be back. I'm not sure about Nasir.
You have a chance to watch much football Saturday, or you're on the road?
A little bit. Yeah, I got a chance to watch some.
Particular catcher up.
It's always entertaining. Mm-hmm.
No, you don't like that comment about other people's jobs. It feels like people are pulling the trigger now quicker and quicker. Just what's your reaction when it's halfway through the season and there's 10 conference jobs out?
Yeah, just like you, just sitting back and watching it. It's, some of it's surprising and some of it's not. Just, it is what it is.
Anyone else? Mark, what do you like about what CJ Works is giving you all week?
Yeah, CJ is one of those guys that's gotten, more and more reps, and he's making the most of it. He's a guy that definitely, can help us, has helped us, and has a bright future. Just again, it starts with his mentality, with his attitude. He's just a very coachable young man. He takes the coaching every day, and he likes being coached hard, and you can see it paying off for him.
That last home game against Ole Miss seems like ages ago. How nice is it to be back here at Kroger, and how big it was back in the crowd played, especially knowing the way Texas played the last time they were on the road?
Yeah, I'm just, it's exciting to be back home. It has been a long time, and it should be a beautiful night. It's been gorgeous weather out there. I know we got a sold out stadium and play a very good football team in Texas, so it should be a great environment, and hopefully we'll produce and play the best game we have all year. Thank you.